John, how you doing? John, how are you doing?
Well, I'm still ambulatory,
Okay, well, that's good.
you know. No, I've gotten past the psychological effects of having my legs kicked out from underneath me 3 times in 3 months.
Mhm.
And I guess
Well,
I'm
you're
back.
looking good.
Well, that's because they scared the bejesus out of me with the heart attack, and I deliberately started losing weight.
Oh, hey.
I have a pear each day for lunch.
Okay. Well, don't start. You can't starve yourself though.
Oh, I'm not starving,
Yeah.
believe me.
Well, you know what I do, I always drink a glass of water and eat an apple first, and then I don't eat as much.
Well, I don't, the pear is what I eat. So
I love pears.
I do too. I never really appreciated them. I didn't know how many pears HEB had.
Oh gosh, there are so many, but I remember walking home from school and we would pick them off the pear tree. Those are the best.
Those are the best.
So,
That's how lobsters are too. When you get them free, they're the best.
yeah, that's true.
My wife
Well,
prefers that. One time I came back from a night dive
mhm.
and I got the biggest sumo wrestler crab I'd ever gotten.
Oh, wow.
And my son told me, he says, it's all the same to you, Dad. When you go out on night dives, if you have a choice, I'd really prefer the crab to the lobster. How many kids can say that?
Oh, yeah. Well, good seeing you, and I hope the magnolia tree is going to do well.
I think it will. It's been looking real healthy all year, and we've gotten this really good period of rain.
Mhm.
I don't think the cold, unless I guess there is a cold that would damage it, but it's big enough that it's not really a problem.
Okay.
I haven't seen the cold damage it yet, so.
Okay. Well, we're supposed to have a cold front coming through.
Oh, we're supposed to have several cold fronts coming.
So I'm praying for the magnolia, but I know it's going to do fine.
Oh, it will. It'll be great.
Yes.
And then we'll start sharing the wealth.
All right. Thank you. Have a good one.
Your hair's a lot shorter now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's growing back though. Had to do some cutting. Not me personally. All right, Julio Smith. Thank you for being on time and dressing appropriately, but I know you're always on time. All right, we're going to go on the record 2024 CR 007457 State versus Julio Perez Smith. Can I have parties announced for the state? State? Anyone from the? All right. For the defense?
Stephanie Stevens, Castillo, Andrea Villa,
All right. Cindy, did you get everybody's name for the defense?
Tess Busick, Bussick.
All right, and these are your student attorneys?
Correct, Your Honor.
All right, so student attorneys. I think this may be your first dismissal. I may be wrong. Am I wrong or?
Yeah, she has one. This is my first one.
Well, here you are.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, so they're saying that they're dismissing the case for missing witness. So whatever brought you here today, make sure you don't come back for this. You understand? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Good
Your
luck,
Honor.
guys. Crystal Molina. Hi. Yes. Can I have a follow on Crystal Molina, please?
Yes.
Nicole Thornborough was on her way from the state. I've talked to her also this morning. I have got a text this morning from my client at 4:27 a.m. saying that she's been vomiting. She has fever. She's sick. She didn't know what to do. I told her I would come and talk to the court. She's set for a plea and she does have the $5,000 restitution that the court asked for. Said it can be delivered possibly today, this week, but I am requesting a reset and some
Yes.
feedback, right?
No
Okay.
problem.
So I'm requesting a week continuance from the court. The state said she's okay with it.
Just 1 second. Do you all have a follow on Crystal Molina?
Yes.
So is she going to the doctor?
She hasn't yet, but she said that she can get a doctor, go to the doctor, get a note. She absolutely doesn't want the court to think that she's
Mhm.
not telling the truth in any way. So
Oh, I understand. And then
Mhm.
sometimes you have an illness and it's,
Mhm.
I don't need a doctor. I just need to let it run its course.
Right, yeah. And with the flu and other things going around, that's why I think maybe next week would be better for contagious reasons, but whatever you're willing to do, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson.
Yes.
Molina, recall this for February 24th,
21st,
24th.
24th.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Domingo Villa.
Good morning again, Your Honor.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court and being on time. All right, where are we on discovery?
Judge, so all the discovery has been uploaded to the system, but this attorney has just been retained this setting, so I'm not sure if he's had an opportunity to pull it and review it.
That's correct, Your Honor. As before the docket, Mr. Chidas and I approached, he just got retained this week. I informed Mr. Chidas on Friday. He showed up out of an abundance of caution. I don't believe our order's been granted yet. I know Norma's trying to dig it out so that it can be granted, so we can be given access to the discovery. So I'm just asking for a reset to review that in my office with Mr. Villa to file any appropriate motions and be ready to have a better conversation with the state at the next setting.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, recall this for March 17th and state at that time you'll need to tender an offer.
Yes, sir.
Once you
Thank you.
sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you, Mr.
You're welcome. All right, David Rocha.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you need to show your video.
Can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
So this is set for hearing. He's requesting early termination.
Yes, Judge. A status report for early discharge was sent into the court last week or so. And at the time it was sent to the court, it was denied. The state opposed the discharge and Mr. Rocha would like a hearing to discuss it.
All right, so Mr. Rocha,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
attorney, and I don't know if he's still your attorney or not. Mr. Allen.
Right.
He's not going to be available till another 30 days. So if you want to wait for him, if Mr. Allen is still your attorney, we can wait for Mr. Allen.
I don't mind.
It may be in your best interest to have him represent you as far,
Okay.
if he's still your attorney, as far as the early termination is concerned.
Okay, we can do that.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson, what date, because they sent out an email with Mr. Allen requesting that his cases be set off for 30 days. What date do you want to bring this back? All right, so what we'll do is we'll set it for March 31st.
Okay.
Okay,
Sounds good.
all right, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bashan, I had no idea that Matthew Allen was his attorney till I looked it up.
Oh, right, Judge. After speaking with the state, he gave me the reasoning on why he was opposing at the time.
Mhm.
He was just going to tell you why, but Mr. Rocha has finished everything and he's doing well. So
Okay.
hopefully on the 31st we can come
Yes,
to some resolution. Thank you, Judge.
you're welcome. Thank you, Mr. Rocha.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. State. Who is the attorney on Jeffrey Guerrero? It's on page 4. All right. So are you all ready to tender an offer on that case?
Maybe we could.
All right, so if you all could call Mr. Sullivan, he is out of county.
Okay.
And if you all will tender an offer, and then I'm going to bring that back on March 17th for a plea deadline date.
Okay, Judge.
You need him, Judge? You have him in the back.
Yes. Isaiah Gibson.
He's being brought out, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Go back behind you.
Me? Gibson is here, Judge.
No, whatever you want to do.
All right.
Another mic.
Is there a reason I have this file? Isaiah Gibson.
Right.
Hello.
I can do a text message.
Who's your attorney?
I don't know his name, honestly.
It's Robert Mauer.
All right, your attorney. Your attorney is out of county in Travis County. And he's asking that your case be recalled for tomorrow. So we'll bring you back tomorrow to take care of your matter.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, do you have any questions about anything?
No, not really.
You sure?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, we'll call you back tomorrow. Sorry for waking you up.
That's,
All right, thank you.
That's a Wednesday, so it's okay, Wednesday.
Oh, it is Wednesday. I forgot. We're on Tuesday, right? Ah. So then what I'll do is I'll call you back on Thursday. I'm sorry.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
forgot that it still feels like a Monday. It feels like a Monday.
Yes,
Definitely
ma'am.
hit me here. So Monday and Tuesday, whenever we're off on Monday, Tuesday becomes a Monday and a Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Because we're playing catch up. All right, so we'll bring you back on Thursday, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Mr. Guerrero, can I see you? Hello, good morning. Your attorney is actually out of county.
Okay.
So what I'm doing is I'm gonna call you back for your plea deadline date on March 17th. And on that date, you need to let the court know whether or not you've reached an agreement with the state. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions?
No.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Vashawn Gibson is being recalled for the 20th. Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you, Judge?
All right, I cannot complain. So far, no flu, well, I shouldn't say so far. No flu, no pneumonia, so
There's-
we're doing great. Yeah,
Have a good day.
all right, you too. All right, Cody Salazar.
Present, ready, Judge.
You're welcome.
Morning.
Good morning. State, did you tender an offer?
Your Honor, at this time, we have been conferring, we had tendered an offer, defense has a counter offer. Before the state can actually consider that, we're just waiting on CPS records.
All right, so where are the CPS records? Because this case has been on the docket since November.
We subpoenaed them last week, Your Honor.
All right, so are they in the cut? Is there an open CPS case?
There is,
I don't know if there's a legal case, Your Honor. I think there's just on the regular CPS side.
I think it's in family-based.
All right,
rather
so
than legal.
has anybody reached out to the CPS caseworker?
I can ask our advocate to do so.
All right, I'm recalling this back for February 20th. That's Thursday.
We can do it next, well. Any chance for the 27th?
All right,
Just a week later.
all right, I'll put it on.
And Judge, while we're here, my client's been in custody since September. We respectfully request a oral motion for a bond reduction with.
Well, the way the law is now, you'll have to file a motion and I'll hear it and we'll put it on the docket as soon as you file it. If the state is waiving notice.
I think there's one on file, but we'll get it set for the
If it's
20th.
if it's on
I
file,
think my client's actually, Judge.
all right, if you want to adopt your client's motion, if the state is waiving notice, then I will hear it.
Your Honor, I would need to look at the motion and maybe just confirm, see if there's an agreement that we reached.
Okay, Judge.
All right.
I'll just file one. Let's just do it for the 27th.
Well, they're saying that they'll look at the motion and see if you all can reach an agreement. So do you want to talk to them now? Or do you want to file your own and come back on the 27th?
We'll chat right now.
All
I'm
right,
here.
thank you.
Let's chat.
Sure.
I'm a pizza. You're welcome.
What page is Cody Salazar on?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hey, Judge.
Yes. Yes.
We did look at the motions that were filed and we are not able to come to an agreement.
All right. So if you all want to have a hearing on it, I'll have a hearing on it.
Okay.
So is that what you all are requesting?
Yeah, just oral argument, Judge.
All right, so could you pull the file on Cody Salazar and see if you can find the defendant's motion for a bond?
Yes.
And then after this case, I'll take up Tony Niera. State, did you have a chance to review defense counsel's motion under 32.01? It is a drug case. I think it's off docket. Let me give you the cause number. It's night mag number 747949. And defense, if you have a copy of your motion, if you could tender it to the state. If you do not, I can give them this one.
It's the only copy I had.
Ah. Oh, no problem. Counsel, if you give them this one and then just return it to me, because that's the only one I have.
Yes.
All right, thank you. And then after Niera, it's gonna be Castillo. Mr. Salazar, if you'll come down. All right, so Mr. Salazar, I'm in receipt of the motion that you filed. What I can tell you is, unless there's an exception, PR bonds based upon the legislature and the rules they pass and the laws they pass, PR bonds are not given for violent offenses. And because this is an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, you're not going to be able to receive a PR bond from the court unless there's some exception that your attorney wishes to present to the court. So with that being said, the court is calling, let me find you, 2024 CR 009128, State versus Cody Salazar. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Ashley Jones for the state.
Defense.
Robert Gear for defendant Cody Salazar, Judge. We're ready.
And are you Mr. Salazar?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and defense, are you adopting your client's motion to set, well, it's a motion to grant a personal bond. Are you adopting that motion?
Yes, Judge, we'll adopt that motion and we'd like to argue, if not for a PR bond, for a reduction in bond as well.
All right, so state, the motion that the defense counsel is adopting is a motion requesting a personal bond. That's it. It's not a motion for a bond reduction. So any objection to defense counsel amending his client's motion and requesting a bond reduction?
No, Your Honor, and I will state for the record that there were a couple motions filed. I do believe one of the ones the defendant filed was a motion for a reduction of bond.
All right, do you have that motion? If you all could print that out? All right, so defense, it's your motion. You may proceed.
Yes, Judge, may it please the court. My client was arrested on or about September of last year. We've been coming to court since November. State's attorney is correct that we have been conferring at every court setting. However, we're still here in the need of more discovery in the way of CPS records. And since my client obviously has been to court every day, but not only him, his family's been here. His mother and sisters have been very supportive of him. Bond and bail should be set in an amount that is sufficient to require or have the defendant submit to court and make all his court appearances. There is also a condition that I saw on the bond by the magistrate of a GPS with house arrest, and considering the nature of these charges and that bond condition, I believe it'd be in the best interest of society and my client and myself as representing him and being able to discuss this matter with him, that the court reduced his bond to a reasonable amount so that he can bond out, number one, because he has been sitting there without much movement on the case because we're waiting on discovery and waiting for CPS records. Number two, it'd be easier for myself and him to communicate where we out should we have to prepare for trial or any hearings or other further settings in this matter. Considering the conditions on his bond, we believe that those are adequate enough to secure himself with society and in the eyes of this court. And therefore, Judge, we'd respectfully request that the court reduce this bond to a $20,000 to $40,000 bond range, so that my client, with all the conditions that are already in effect, will move my client's constitutional rights. Thank you, Judge.
All right, so what bond are you saying he can make? And do you have any testimony to determine the bond amount that he can make?
I call Cody Salazar, Judge.
All right, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Cody Salazar.
All right, defense, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Cody, at the time of this arrest, where were you residing?
I was at my mother's
And you've resided there for quite some time? And you have been incarcerated how long?
for 5 months now.
Okay, so you currently don't have any occupation and you're not working. And if you were to be released, you'd have to look for a job because you don't have one waiting for you, correct?
Yes, sir.
But your mother does work, correct?
Mhm.
And she's had a steady job for quite some time.
Yes.
And she cannot afford a huge bond as the current bond amount. Is at 100,000, that's a little bit out of the range.
Yes, sir.
Do you believe she'd be able to afford a $20,000 or $30,000 bond?
Right now, I have to ask her. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know.
Would it be easier for her to afford in the bond in that amount than what the bond is currently set at?
Oh, yeah.
And property, other than her house, does she have any other property that she may be able to sell or get money for a bond?
I don't think so.
Okay, do you have any property that you'd be able to sell or get money for? So you're asking this court to reduce your bond to an amount that you believe that your mother would be able to afford to get you. Sorry.
All right, so we can go off the record. So what I need is, what have they done to secure a bond? How much money do they have? Do they have any money in the bank? So,
Judge, if I may.
Yes.
May I call another witness?
well, just one second. Any questions, state?
No, not for this witness one.
All right, thank you. Yes, you may call another witness. Yes, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
My name is Annette Salazar.
All right, defense.
Ms. Salazar, what is your relationship to Cody?
I'm mother to him.
And when, prior to being incarcerated, where was he residing?
He was living with me.
Okay, and his bond is currently set at $100,000. Is there, what, have you made any inquiries or tried to get a bond in that amount, or is that above?
Yeah, that's way too, that's, I can't afford. That's-
And are you currently working?
Yes, sir.
And what do you do?
All right.
Where I
so-
work here? Sorry.
Just off the record for a moment. I know the witness. I think everybody knows the witness. We know where she works,
All
so
right.
you don't need to get into any of that.
Okay. And we're here today asking for a reduction of your son's bond. Is there a certain amount that you think that you would be able to afford?
I mean, I don't really have a lot like to say, maybe 500, I don't really have, but I mean, I maybe take them out with 500, but I know it's not crazy, I know. But I like,
And you did hear the judge's announcement and
right,
about a request for a PR bond is not
right, they couldn't do it.
acceptable in this
Right,
case.
yes,
And so you think that $500 may be the maximum amount? Do you have friends or family that you could borrow any money from that may be able to assist you in getting this bond?
it would just be hard for me to pay that back, and I don't want to be in debt, I pay my bills and I try to, it's just.
Do you have any property that you'd be able to sell that's unencumbered by any debt that may be able to?
No, I do not,
That's all I want, Judge.
sorry.
All right. Thank you.
I'll pass it to Ms. Judge.
Any questions?
No questions.
All right, thank you so
I'm sorry.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir.
All right, any other witnesses?
No, nothing further, Judge. We'll rest.
All right. State any witnesses or evidence?
As far as evidence, Your Honor, the state would enter in, I guess the police report, if you can give me just a moment to grab that.
Okay.
No, the state would also state exhibit 1.
Any objection?
Defense has reviewed it, Judge. We have no objections.
All right, let me just review this. All right, the court has read State's Exhibit number 1. The court will hear argument from both sides. Defense.
Judge, based on the client situation, the fact that we've had several court hearings, And we've conferred with the state. We believe we're moving this case along. My client's been incarcerated since September. Considering the fact that we're waiting on more discovery and that there are special bond conditions put in place, we respectfully request that the court reduce his bond in the amount that he may possibly or his family may be able to afford. Thank you, Judge.
State?
Yes, Your Honor. Regarding the discovery, we did just confirm the existence of it last week as well. I'm sorry, on the
Just her.
6th.
Just her.
On February 6th, we confirmed the existence of that discovery, and we did send a subpoena out last week as soon as we found out about it. So the state is doing everything in its power to get those records as quickly as possible. On the other end, Your Honor, this is a violent offense. The facts alleged, as the court has read, are violent, and this victim is scared for her safety. Additionally, the defendant is a convicted felon. He is a repeat offender. He's got a prior conviction for in 2017 for a second-degree felony offense. And because of those two things, Your Honor, the facts of the case and his prior criminal history, the state believes that he is a danger to this complainant and to the community, and would respectfully request that the court keep the bond in place at $100,000.
You have final argument.
Judge, there are special bond conditions to ensure the safety of society and for the victim. My client and this victim have not had any communication in over 3 years. I would be going to his home under house arrest where the victim is nowhere to be around. So to argue that he may be a danger to her is inadequate at this time. Therefore, we believe that the issue here is what amount of bail is sufficient to assure his attendance in court. And therefore, we respectfully request the court lower the bond to $20,000. Thank you.
All right. And state, has the defendant ever failed to report to court and previously in other cases?
Let me double check that.
All right, this is what,
I'm sorry, the only thing I have is that he was a post-indictment fugitive in the prior case, but.
all right. And then we understand why post-indictment fugitives happen. It has
Yes.
nothing to do with his not appearing. All right. And then the court does notice that there are potential mental health issues. So you're still under oath. Have you ever been diagnosed with any type of mental health issue? Have you ever received or seen a psychiatrist?
I think at a young age I was.
Okay. All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to set the bond at $85,000. There's to be no contact with the complainant and no contact with minors. There's to be full GPS, waive fees. And there's to be a referral to Center for Healthcare Services. Is there anything else from either side?
Nothing further from defense, Judge.
And
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry, one other thing I'm going to add, and it's based upon what I read in State's Exhibit number 1. I'm going to add regular UAs. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you,
welcome.
Judge.
You're welcome. Have a good one. All right, so we're here over this bumper.
Yes, Judge. So at the last, or when Mr. McLean approached off docket, the court had instructed me to have witnesses here to inform the court when the specimen that had been put in the lab was going to be ready. So since the last setting, thanks to the hard work of the people at the Bexar County Crime Lab, they have finished the analysis and we've generated a report that's been tendered to defense.
Okay.
We received notice that the report had been filed in discovery on Friday.
Mhm.
Counsel for the state was kind enough to provide me a hard copy of the day. Unfortunately, it's inconclusive. Basically what it says is that, yes, it looks like a projectile went through, but they did the chemical analysis for lead and copper, and it was inconclusive. It didn't detect anything because of the time it elapsed for it probably.
Okay.
I didn't even say that. It's probably due to the time that's gone by since the car's been sitting in impound. What we're asking for is our opportunity to have our expert evaluate the vehicle and actually do more than just look at the bumper, to actually look for bullets or slugs that possibly penetrated the vehicle and are lodged still inside the vehicle.
Mhm.
To our knowledge, that inspection and search has never been done on this vehicle.
despite our client and the passenger in the vehicle both saying they were being shot at that night.
All right, so why don't we do this? If you all can get together, council, I'm gonna allow you to inspect and your expert to inspect. But if you all could get together, come up with a time, state if you want to be present to watch them walk around the vehicle, or if you want whoever is in charge or has custody of the vehicle to be there as they look, then you all come to a time where his expert can meet. And that's what the court is going to order. His expert will be allowed to do that.
And Judge, this is also an ante motion, just so the court knows.
Yes.
My client's funds are absolutely exhausted, and we're asking for funds to be able to pay our expert as well.
Mhm.
We have conferred a little bit on what the court just addressed.
Mhm.
And I think that the only thing that they're stipulating too is my expert can go out there and inspect the vehicle, because it may require some destructive testing. It may have to pull some panels off and unbolt some things and rebolt them back into place. They're just asking that it be done there at the impound lot.
All right. So if you all will get your experts together and then see what time you all want to do it, and then, arrange that time.
Okay, Judge, I will have to contact my expert on that and see what availability he has.
All right.
Is there a time that we need to provide that to the court, or just confirm with
Well,
the
I'm going to
state?
give you all confer, but I'm going to give you a reset date because this case has been going on for far too long.
It has.
And you know what? Let's do this. How long would this take at trial?
Judge, I would anticipate this one to be a week.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. All right, I'm going to give you all a jury trial date.
She's fine.
Oh, she's back.
All right, they need a jury trial date. It's a week-long trial. And this is going to be your jury trial date and your plea deadline date. All right, July 8th.
July 8th.
Yes.
Okay, Judge. This is for-
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
So, Mr. Castillo, on that date, you'll need to be in court for jury trial, or either if you all have reached an agreement. All right.
Yes,
then the
ma'am.
next- Thank you. And Mr. Castillo, you have an issue with funding for expert.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you want to call your client as a witness?
Yes, Mr. Castillo, can you raise your right?
Just 1 second. Court is calling 2023 CR 8866 State versus Robert Castillo. Can I have, and this is just a defense motion and for fun, so the state.
Megan Galloway.
David McLean for the defense.
All right, are you Mr. Castillo?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lawyer, state your name for the record.
My name's Robert Castillo.
All right, defense.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Castillo, we're asking the court to help us with some funds for payment for this expert. This expert's going to run us probably somewhere between, I would say, $4,500 to $8,000 to come in, do the inspection, and testify in court. Is that something you're able to currently afford?
No, sir.
How are you presently employed?
No, sir.
You're not presently employed?
No, not as of last Friday. No, sir.
Okay. And when, at the time that you got arrested on this, you were a manager for an oil change company, correct?
Yes, sir, I was.
And you've since lost that job, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and where were you employed up till last Friday?
I was employed for a car wash as a area multi leader.
Okay, and what was the purpose for your termination?
My current issue right now came to light, and it was best to part ways with the company in their eyes.
Okay, in their eyes. That wasn't your choice, correct?
Right. I had no choice. Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you presently looking for a job?
Yes, sir. I'm currently looking active on Indeed and LinkedIn.
Okay, all right. Are you able, and you stated earlier that you're not able to afford those fees from this expert at this time?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have family or friends that you could borrow the money from?
Currently, no, sir, not at the moment.
Okay, all right. Would you be able to take a loan if you're being unemployed, allow you to get a loan at this time?
No, sir, I cannot at the time.
Do you have any property that you could sell in order to be able to come up with these fees and pay this expert?
No, sir.
Okay, all right. Your Honor, I'll pass the witness.
I have no questions, Judge.
All right, thank you. This court will grant the defense's motion.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, and did you file that motion?
I did.
All right.
If
And
you
you can,
you want them to get a printout?
yes,
Okay.
and also if you'll put the amount that you're requesting.
Thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate that.
You're welcome. All right, Mr. Castillo, you'll be excused.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
All right, you too. All right, Katherine Aguilar. All right. So we were scheduled for jury trial January 21st, but I'm sure we're in jury trial on some other case or.
No, that was one of my medical issues.
Yes, okay. I didn't want to say that, but yes, you're right. So you're scheduled, she's still requesting jury trial?
She is requesting jury trial, Your Honor.
State, would you be ready to try this tomorrow?
No, Your Honor.
All right, would you be ready to try this on Wednesday?
Tomorrow is
Tomorrow is
Wednesday.
Oh,
Wednesday.
tomorrow is Wednesday. Next week?
I don't know, but we'll make our best effort.
No, I thought we were set for trial today.
No, today, I know you had your medical treatment and I just put this as a tentative date because of
Thank
the
you.
medical treatment. So,
I'll send out notifications to our witnesses and see who responds and what they have to say.
okay. I'm trying to get you set as quick as possible.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's
You're
been a
welcome.
long 9 months.
Would this be a short trial?
3 days, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. What do we have for the first week in March for jury trial?
Have a manslaughter suspect.
Is that criminal prosecution? All right, so what we'll do, we'll put you for March, and we'll see where we are. Yes,
Okay.
and if everything is, falls through, then we'll take you out. All right, there are other cases that are ahead,
Yes.
so we'll recall you for March 4th.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. And could you all make sure that I have a acknowledgement of discovery?
Your
I believe,
Honor.
Your Honor. I believe there's already one in the DA's file.
2024, that was not signed by defense counsel.
All right. So once that's signed and I sign it, then we will bring you back on March 4th. Deputy Laura, she'll need to be brought back dressed for trial on March 4th. All right, so I'm going to change your date to February 18th. Because you put February 19th.
Oh, I thought it was the 19th.
See, I'm telling you, when you're off for a day, it's when there's that holiday that's thrown in, it causes issues. All
Thank
right,
you.
you're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good one. The following, Doina-Nicoleta Constantin.
I think that.
Oh, yes. And your client is not present.
I understand that, Judge.
All right.
My
All right.
client's Romanian. She's probably a damn gypsy, so there's no telling where she might be.
Okay. All right. Court is calling 2024 CR 012213 State versus Doina-Nicoleta Constantin. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
for the defense?
George Schaefer for defendant on all three of her cases, Judge.
All right, I just only have one. Let me,
No, look on the next page, there's two more.
I need the other files on this to the court. And the court is also causing 2024 CR 012215, 2024 CR 012216. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
for the defense?
Again, George Schaefer for defendant on all three cases.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 10:32 a.m. The defendant did not answer docket this morning. And Deputy Laura, did you make an announcement?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, defense, have you had any contact with your client?
No, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Judge, the state's requesting a judge's warrant of bond forfeiture.
All right, the court will grant the bond forfeiture in each case, remand your client without bond. If your client makes an appearance, the court will reconsider. And with that, the record will be closed. Thank you.
May I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.